The moment I crossed the line, how one KSS destroyed a decade of friendship. I cased him on a Tuesday. Not because I wanted him. Not because we had some epic connection. I cased Maya's boyfriend because watching her be happy was killing me, and I needed her to hurt the way I hurt every single day. That's the truth no one wants to hear when you betray someone. Sometimes it's not passion or love or fate. Sometimes it's just poison dressed up as impulse. We were at my apartment. Maya was at some networking event for her new promotion, the one she got at 26 while I was still answering phones at a job I hated. Jake had stopped by to drop off her laptop charger, the one she'd left at his place. He sat on my couch, and we were laughing about some stupid meme, and I saw it, that moment where the air changes. Where you could lean in or lean back, and your entire life splits into two different timelines. I leaned in. The KSS lasted maybe 5 seconds. He pulled back immediately, looking horrified, stammering apologies. I played it off like I'd misread signals, like I was Dr. NK even though I'd had half a beer. He left quickly, awkwardly, and I sat there on my couch feeling absolutely nothing. No guilt yet. No regret. Just this cold, satisfied feeling, like I'd finally evened the score somehow. Here's what you need to understand about Maya and me: we've been best friends since we were 14. Sleepovers every weekend. Matching tattoos when we turned 18. She was the first person I told when my dad left, and I was the one who held her hair back when she got food poisoning on prom night. We had the kind of friendship people write songs about, the kind where you can't imagine your life without that person in it. But somewhere along the way, things shifted. She got into her dream college. I got into my backup. She landed internships while I waited tables. She met Jake, kind, handsome, stable Jake, while I went through a string of guys who treated me like a placeholder. Every achievement of hers felt like a spotlight on my failures. Every Instagram post of her smiling life was a mirror reflecting everything I didn't have. And the worst part? She never bragged. She never made me feel small. Maya was genuinely, infuriatingly humble about her success. She'd downplay her promotion, apologize for talking too much about Jake, ask about my life like it mattered as much as hers. That somehow made it worse. I wanted her to be a bitch about it. I wanted permission to hate her. Instead, I just hated myself, and eventually, that morphed into something uglier. The jealousy started small. I'd catch myself rolling my eyes when she talked about work. I'd forget to congratulate her on things. I stopped posting pictures of us together because seeing her in my feed reminded me of the gap between our lives. I'd make little comments disguised as jokes, must be nice to have everything figured out, or some of us aren't all born lucky. She'd laugh them off, but I could see the confusion in her eyes. She knew something was wrong between us. She just didn't know it was me rotting from the inside out. After that Tuesday, Jake told her everything within 24 hours. I'll give him that, he didn't try to hide it or protect himself. He called her immediately, confessed, took full responsibility even though I was the one who initiated it. She called me 3 hours later. I knew before I answered. Her name on my screen felt like a sentencing. I picked up anyway, and for a moment, there was just silence. Then her voice, so quiet I could barely hear it. Did you KSS Jake? I could have denied it. Jake had blamed himself. I could have played the victim, said he came on to me, made her question him instead of me. The lie was right there, ready to save me. Yes, I said. More silence. Then, why? That's the question that breaks you, isn't it? Because there's no answer that doesn't make you a monster. I couldn't say because I was jealous. I couldn't say because I wanted you to feel as small as I felt. So I said nothing. We've been best friends for 12 years, she said, and her voice cracked. 12 years, and you did this. For what? You didn't even want him. You just wanted to hurt me. She was crying now, and I was crying too, but for different reasons. She was crying because she'd lost a friend. I was crying because I'd been caught. I'm sorry, I whispered, and it was the emptiest apology I've ever given. No, you're not, she said. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. Then she said the thing that still echoes in my head every single night. I defended you to everyone. When people said you were bitter, when they said you changed, when they said our friendship was one-sided, I defended you every time. I told them they didn't know you like I did. But I guess they were right. I didn't know you at all. She hung up. I sat there staring at my phone, waiting for her to call back, to yell at me, to give me a chance to explain or grovel or something. But she didn't. That silence was worse than any screaming match could have been. 3 days later, I saw the Instagram post. A photo of her and Jake at the beach, his arm around her, both of them smiling. The caption was just a sunset emoji. Nothing about me, no subliminal message, no public call-out. She didn't need to drag me. She just erased me. I checked our shared photo album, the one we'd been building for 12 years. Deleted. Every picture of us, gone. Our matching tattoos suddenly felt like scars. That's when it hit me. I didn't just lose a best friend. I lost the only person who ever knew the real me, the one before the jealousy, before the bitterness, before I became this hollow thing in human skin. I lost the person who remembered my dad before he left, who knew why I was afraid of thunderstorms, who understood that I said I'm fine when I meant I'm drowning. I lost the only person who ever truly believed in me, and I destroyed her on purpose because I couldn't stand watching her win. Not because we had some epic connection. The text messages stopped first. Not dramatically. Not with a blocked number or a final "don't contact me again." They just stopped. I'd send something, an apology, an explanation, a meme from 3 years ago like we could just rewind, and I'd see the read receipt pop up. Then nothing. It's a special kind of torture, being read and ignored. At least anger is a response. Silence is a door closing so quietly you almost don't hear it lock. Our mutual friends started choosing sides within a week. Not openly at first. Just little things. Group chats I wasn't added to anymore. Plans made without me. Birthday parties where I'd see the photos later, recognizing every face except the one missing, mine. I tried to control the narrative. I told a few people my version, that it was a stupid Dr. and Ken mistake, that Maya was overreacting, that I'd apologized and she wouldn't forgive me. I made myself the victim of her inability to move on. Nobody bought it. Turns out, when you've been quietly poisoning a friendship for years, people notice. They just don't say anything until there's a reason to take sides. Then suddenly everyone remembers every eye roll, every backhanded compliment, every time I made Maya's good news about my bad mood. Sarah, who I'd known since high school, sent me one text: "You don't get to trash her for having her shit together. That's not friendship. That's you being bitter." Then she blocked me. Even people who barely knew Maya kept their distance. Because what I'd done wasn't just about 1KSS. It was about breaking the one sacred rule: you don't betray the person who trusted you most. You don't weaponize intimacy. You don't target someone's vulnerability because you're drowning in your own. I tried to justify it for a while. I'd lie awake constructing elaborate mental arguments for why I wasn't completely wrong. She had everything, couldn't she spare me one moment of feeling powerful? Didn't she flaunt her perfect life? Wasn't I allowed to be human and make mistakes? But late at night, when the rationalizations ran out, I knew the truth. Maya never flaunted anything. She lived her life, and I made it about me. She succeeded, and I took it as a personal attack. She loved me as a friend, and I turned that love into a target. I started scrolling through old photos on my laptop, the ones I'd saved before she deleted them. There we were at 16, faces pressed together, laughing at something stupid. There we were at 20, Dr. NK at a concert, arms around each other like we'd never let go. There we were at 24, at her college graduation, her in her cap and gown, me holding flowers, both of us crying happy tears. I remembered what happiness felt like before I let jealousy eat me alive. I remembered being proud of her. Actually proud. There was a time when her wins felt like ours, when I'd celebrate her promotions and relationships because I loved her and wanted her to thrive. I remembered staying up until 3 a.m. helping her prep for job interviews, editing her resume, hyping her up when she doubted herself. When did that change? When did her light start feeling like my darkness? I think it was gradual. One comparison at a time. One "why not me?" at a time. One moment of scrolling through her Instagram while sitting in my shitty apartment, working my shitty job, feeling my shitty feelings, until the resentment became background noise. Until I couldn't remember what she looked like without the filter of envy. 6 months after everything imploded, I saw her at a coffee shop. She was with new friends, people I didn't recognize. She was laughing, that genuine full-body laugh she does when something's actually funny. She looked lighter somehow. Not happier, necessarily, but freer. Like she'd put down something heavy. That something was me. I thought about approaching her. Apologizing again. Trying one more time to explain or fix or undo. But what would I even say? I'm sorry I destroyed our friendship because I couldn't handle watching you succeed? I'm sorry I cased your boyfriend because hurting you felt like the only way to even the score? There is no apology big enough for that kind of betrayal. So I left without saying anything. I walked home through streets that used to feel like ours, the park where we'd meet for runs, the bar where we'd celebrate every milestone, the Target where we'd spend hours accomplishing nothing. Now they were just streets. I pass her on social media sometimes. I never unfollowed, I'm not sure why. Punishment, maybe. Proof of what I lost. She's thriving. New job, New apartment, Jake's still in the picture. She posted a photo last month of her and her new best friend, doing a paint and sip night, both covered in splattered acrylics, laughing at the camera. It stung. Not because I wanted to sabotage her again. Not because I thought she didn't deserve happiness. It stung because I realized what loyalty looks like when you're on the outside of it. That should have been me in that photo. That should have been me she called when something good or bad happened. That should have been me growing alongside her instead of rotting in her shadow. But I chose jealousy over joy. I chose resentment over support. I chose one moment of petty revenge over 12 years of irreplaceable friendship. People talk about betrayal like it's always hot, passionate affairs, dramatic confrontations, fiery anger. But my betrayal was cold. It was calculated. It was me sitting on my couch, seeing a chance to hurt her, and taking it. Not because I lost control. Because I wanted to win, just once, even if winning meant destroying the person I claimed to love. I didn't win. I lost my best friend. I lost our mutual friends. I lost every inside joke, every shared memory, every text thread and photo album and late-night call. I lost the person who knew me better than anyone, who'd seen me at my worst and loved me anyway, until I proved I didn't deserve it. Some nights I draft messages I'll never send. Apologies, explanations, confessions. I write them out in my notes app and delete them hours later because what's the point? Sorry doesn't unbreak trust. Sorry doesn't undo 12 years of friendship imploding under the weight of my insecurity. The worst part isn't that I lost her. The worst part is that I know exactly why I did it, and I still can't forgive myself. I thought I won when I cased him. I thought I'd finally proven I could take something from her, that I mattered, that I wasn't just the sidekick in her perfect life story. But all I did was prove I never deserved her friendship in the first place.